All right. Here we are in the inner sanctum, the lair, where all the magic happens. Sweet 16, MeadeTV Concern 2012 Challenge. Made it a little bit easier this year.
Too easy, I think. But you know best. You to win.
Well, let's get right down to it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Well, then let's just start in the South. We're number one overall.
We're going to start with
seed.
the South, okay.
Seed Kentucky will make it. They've looked very impressive, and they have the rematch against Indiana in that first round. Most people probably know that Indiana was the only team to beat Kentucky until the tournament. Kentucky has seen replays of that last second loss for 4 months. They're going to crush Indiana at least by 20. And they'll move on, and they're going to play Baylor. Now, Baylor is one of the teams who I really expect it's going to be the first time in the tournament where Kentucky's going to play somebody who has just as much athleticism. Excuse me. So Quincy A.C., Jackson, Heslip, 9 3-pointers in the last game. So I had Baylor beating Kentucky to move on to the Final Four.
Okay, there we go. First bomb drop. There we go.
First bomb, not the last. But then they'll go down to the West. Michigan, Louisville. Louisville's playing really good, but Michigan State is just fantastic right now. Tom Izzo's been to 7 Final Fours. They will end up playing Florida. I think Marquette's been very good. But Florida's just been running people out of the gym. Billy Donovan's a great tournament
By the
coach.
way, Michigan State's the MeadeTV pick. Go ahead, Chad.
Mine too, actually.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
We're supposed to get there yet.
It's kind of dangerous.
We're supposed to build up to that. Okay.
All right. But over in the East, 2 Big Ten teams are going to make it. Wisconsin against Syracuse. Syracuse, even without Thad Mello, very, very impressive they got here, but they make teams turn it over. Nebraska just doesn't, or Wisconsin just doesn't turn over the basketball.
They seem like they have a whole bunch of 6'9" guys that can all run.
Who can shoot, run, like to play defense. Jordan Taylor is a great point guard, so I think Wisconsin will pull the upset over Syracuse, slow it down, make it
My
up
big
late.
thing with Syracuse is they go to sleep sometimes.
They do. They do, but they're extremely talented, and their zone can usually get them out of trouble. But Wisconsin can shoot over the zone, and they just don't turn over the basketball. Daddy, I hate to root for Ohio State in anything, but
well, there's money on the line here, Chad.
yeah,
so.
there is. Am I eligible for the gift card?
Well, we'll talk about that, but it is money.
All right,
At least personal pride.
Okay, yeah, definitely pride. But Jared Soldier's a beast. Buford's a beast. I mean, they have an awful lot of talent. Thomas has become really good. And then last but not least, we go to the Midwest. And here's sort of my upset bracket. Backcourt play, I think right now with Kendall Marshall, Ohio has the better backcourt.
Well, you heard it here, Ohio over the Tar Heels. That's a new one I haven't heard this week.
Well, and then you're going to get another one because I think NC State's going to beat Kansas. I've been waffling back and forth on this. They really should have beaten North Carolina in the ACC tournament a couple weeks back. Some poor decision-making. One of their star players fouled out. But they're playing really good right now. I think NC State will muck it up. Yes, they're only 7 people deep, but I think NC State will beat Kansas. So from there, you got Ohio, NC State. I got NC State going on to the Final Four. First time since Jim Valvano. In the East, I got Ohio State beating Wisconsin. In the West, I got Michigan State over Florida. And then in the South, I had Baylor over Kentucky.
So we have a Final Four: Michigan State, Baylor, Ohio State, and you're picking
North Carolina State.
North Carolina State over Kansas.
Yes.
Okay. All right. It's only 2 more games to pick, or 3 more games to pick, actually.
Only 2 more. I got Michigan State beating Baylor. I think it's going to be a really good game. I just think Draymond Green's probably the best college player in the country. And then I got Ohio State beating North Carolina State.
Okay.
So all Big Ten final.
If I were Bobby McFerrin, I'd do the drum roll sound effect right here and championship game. What's the call?
You got to go Michigan State, all Big Ten final. They've
not a homer pick? Is that a homer pick?
It is not a homer pick.
Okay.
I mean, it's partially
if
homer.
You say so, I believe.
Well, you have to. But that's the I've been on Michigan State's bandwagon since about early February. You know, that's who we're going with, Michigan State. 112.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The call's been made. And if you haven't made your picks, you got plenty of time. Thursday, we'll take entries all the way up to tip-off. But Thursday morning, when the games resume for this weekend, that's when you have to have your entries in. It's only a Sweet 16. You've got help from the #1 prognosticator in the Fort Meade general area, right here.
Something like that.
So if you watch the games over the weekend, you got a little more advice today, what's stopping you from making those picks? Go pooltracker.com, join the pool, get in, $100 to the winner. We'll see you next week.